guys? Peace to everybody. First of all, it's interesting seeing now American senators comprehensively condemning what the Netanyahu regime is doing in terms of aggravating a humanitarian crisis in Gaza and other places. They've got quite extensive data to see Bloomberg and to see, major economic magazines such as Forbes covering this is huge. Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz. I wanted to say a couple things of why I think this fight is really Jermaine's to win or lose. A lot of people probably don't know Jermaine Ortiz as extensively as they do Teofimo Lopez, okay? But Jermaine Ortiz is a very highly skilled fighter, like Terrence Crawford, like Jerome Ennis. He fights out of both stances. He can fight southpaw, he can fight orthodox. He also has several different styles. He can pressure you, he can box you, he can throw exchanges, he can fight long, he can fight short, he can fight at mid-range. He's an extremely versatile, skilled fighter. And what a lot of people don't understand, is the weaknesses or vulnerabilities of Teofimo Lopez. If you do remember Lopez versus Nakatani kept on repeatedly hitting Teofimo Lopez with overhand rights. Repeatedly throughout that fight. Lopez couldn't fight Nakatani on the inside, and he couldn't get far enough outside to fight Nakatani. He had to fight him at mid-range, so he was kept on getting hit with right hands. Sandor Martin kept on hitting Teofimo Lopez with right hands. In fact, the two shots that dropped Teofimo Lopez were check hooks. Teofimo Lopez was reaching, coming in. Sandor Martin caught him with looping check hooks. Check hook right hand, southpaw stance. Finally, George Kambosos dropped Teofimo Lopez with an overhand counter right hand. That's what put him down. Okay? Now, Teo did put down Kambosos later on in the fight, but Kambosos was up to the task. His tenacity won him the fight. My point is, Teofimo Lopez repeatedly gets caught with right hands, particularly the overhand right. He's vulnerable to it because his defense is such that he rocks back, tries to shoulder roll, and as you know, if you throw a looping or overhand right, it gets over shoulder roll and hits the person. Also, when he's reaching in, again, because he only uses the shoulder roll, he does not use the high guard to protect himself. He gets caught with right hands as he's coming in. What you have to understand about Jermaine Ortiz, for those of you who don't know boxing, is Jermaine Ortiz can do both things. He can land the check hook in the southpaw stance as Teo was coming in, and he's excellent at throwing overhand rights, short rights, check hook rights. He's also good at shooting sweeping rights, right uppercuts, straight rights, right crosses, looping rights, whipping rights. I'm just giving you some of his resume. In other words, of all the fighters Teofimo Lopez could face, this is a tremendous challenge he's about to face. Of a guy who has all the tools and all the arsenal to beat him up, make him look bad. And Teo knows this. As I said before, Teo is a flawed fighter. He has flaws and people exploit them. And since the Nakatani fight, and even not only the Nakatani fight, there was another fight where he kept getting caught with overhand rights. The problem with Teo is this. Once he meets somebody with, Richard Comey had overhand rights as well, but Richard Comey was not, he was not able. Hold on a second. They're saying here a message is held for review. I don't know what this means. Let's see. Inappropriate message are held for review. You can't just hold a message for review like that, YouTube. You have to show me. I want to see what the message is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was an inappropriate response by some dude named whatever his name is. So anyway, the point I'm making is that Teofimo Lopez, unless he addresses those issues and fixes those problems, he needs to be at a certain range, first of all, to engage and fight. And secondly, he has another problem, which is when he does engage and fight, he is open for the right hand. Now, Richard Comey, as I was saying before, was known for his right hand, but Teofimo Lopez got him out of there. And the reason was Richard Comey's slower than Teo. It's a much slower fighter. And his feet are more planted. Jermaine Ortiz is not a flat-footed fighter. Jermaine Ortiz, the question will he be slower at the higher weight class? Will he be more rejuvenated? Will he be stronger? Will he be sturdier? All right. Lomachenko is a different kind of fighter to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez don't move around the ring like Lomachenko do. Even though Teo is talking about, fighting off the back foot. You fight off the back foot, Teo, your defense ain't that great. It ain't that great. You can get mollywopped if you try to fight off the back. Teo is most best going forward, fighting forward, staying in the center of the ring, holding his ground, that kind of thing. And I don't know if he can get foot's position. He's explosive and everything. People say he's got quicker feet than Jermaine Ortiz. I don't know about that either. Okay, and Jermaine can box. And what I saw Bill Haney showing Jermaine to do, if Jermaine sticks to that script for 12 rounds, it's going to be a long night for Teofimo Lopez. And Teo knows this. But we're going to wait till the weigh-in to see what happens. As I said before, George Kambosos versus Vasily Lomachenko. That's another fight. You guys are counting out a fighter. I hope Loma's not counting out Kambosos, because a lot of people are counting out Kambosos. Kambosos got the formula. He got those quick feet. He's got quick hands. He moves. He's got a sort of irregular movement. He won't have to worry about Lomachenko's reach, because he and Lomachenko have about the same reach. So ultimately, in the end, they're like two smaller lightweights fighting each other. It's going to be about, can Kambosos take away Lomachenko's angles, and can Kambosos land that right hand on Lomachenko repeatedly all night? Y'all gonna be shocked. Again, I'm saying these things so you guys will understand and break down the fights. Y'all don't break down no fights. Y'all just pick a guy. Y'all just go with the narrative that's out there. But y'all have to be able to see what the styles that are brought to the table do. I'm not saying styles are the only things that make fights. It's all the determination, grit. It's, the heart of the opponent. It's the desire to win. It's a lot of things, okay? The game plan, etc. But I'm just breaking down. I told y'all why Teofimo Lopez was going to beat Vasily Lomachenko, and he did. I told you guys why George Kambosos was going to beat Teofimo Lopez, and he did. Now I'm telling you, Jermaine Ortiz is very possible that he beats Teofimo Lopez, because he has all the tools necessary to beat Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez kind of knows that. Okay? Teofimo Lopez has power. He's also great at mid-range. Counter-punching at mid-range. He's a counter-puncher at mid-range. Sharp counter-puncher, explosive, got good power. He ain't stopped nobody at 140, because most of the guys he fought were 140-pounders. Jermaine Ortiz is coming up in weight. So if Jermaine goes toe-to-toe with Teo, he probably get knocked out. But if he uses his length and is aggressive and pushes Teo back, he's going to have an easy night. Because Teo don't bring to the table what Lomachenko bring, which is active feet, moving all around, moving. He don't do that. Right? Jermaine has active feet like Devin Haney. He's got active feet, got active hands, and he adds in the wrinkle of being able to do it in either stance. So Jermaine's something. Another guy you gotta watch out for, and he's with Golden Boy, is Floyd Schofield. He a guy again fights out of either stance. So watch out for that dude as well. So I'm what you need. I thought I would finish this off by saying Teo got his task cut out for him. This is not an easy fight And the guy he faced, also the southpaw guy, wasn't an easy fight either. You know, Kambosos took away his confidence. He's still trying to build back his confidence. He's saying a lot of crazy stuff because of that. But I must say, Teofimo Lopez is a nice guy. Again, dude is a nice guy. He hired my boy, Lonnie B. You know, Lonnie B is in his promotional company. He has his own promotional company now. Shout out to Takeover Promotions. So whether T.O. wins or loses this fight, he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. All right? I'm not worried about Teofimo Lopez. He's a good man. He has a good heart. I thank him. Shout out to him helping Lonnie B. I'm not, personally, I don't have anything against Teofimo Lopez. To me, he's a nice person. He's a good showman. He's got a lot of creative ideas. You know, Teofimo Lopez reminds me of Jake Paul in some respects, in the sense that he's one of those more flamboyant characters that makes boxing interesting. People will talk about him. His name will be talked about, just like Adrian Broner, just like Rolly Romero. But as amazing as his accomplishments have been, he's a flawed fighter. And I know what it takes to beat him. I know what it takes to beat Lomachenko. Now, whether you can execute it or not is another story. But I know what it takes to beat Lomachenko. And I know what it takes to beat Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, I wish he had faced Devin Haney. He's talking about Devin Haney as the next fight. Bro, you got your hands full, bro. You got Jermaine Ortiz to get past. You talking about Devin Haney? You need to be focused on Jermaine Ortiz and Jermaine Ortiz alone. Nobody else. Forget Devin. Forget all them other things. You know? You focus on Jermaine Ortiz. Now, if Teofimo Lopez was fighting the IBF champion at 140, I'm gonna break it down for y'all, because a lot of y'all don't know shit about boxing. Subriel Mateus. If he was fighting Subriel Mateus, I got T.O. all day. All day. Might even beat down and stop Mateus. Okay? Because Subriel Mateus, he's strong as hell. You know, he's strong, but he takes punishment. He does ride some of the punches, but he takes punishment. Okay? And he mentally, he has a strong will. He takes too much punishment. And I know Tio would dish it out. And Tio got really good power. He'd stop Subriel Mateus. Tio would stop Subriel Mateus. Subriel Mateus ain't got no special effects. You know what I'm saying? And that's an easier fight for Teofimo Lopez than Jermaine Ortiz. I'm telling y'all right now. And kudos to Tio if he beats Jermaine Ortiz. I'm going to tell y'all if he does or doesn't. But me, if I have to pick, I know Jermaine Ortiz is coming up in weight. I know he ain't got that championship experience Teofimo Lopez has. But so did Kambosos. Kambosos didn't have no championship experience. You know, he did face some former world champions. But guess what? Jermaine Ortiz fought one of the biggest champions out there. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. Hold on a second, people. I'm going to have to stop this stream, okay? Between and just kind of screwed up the stream. I'm trying to get back to where I need to go. We didn't work today. We're on the move all the time. So it is what it is. Yeah, so I explained to you guys what I think about Jermaine Ortiz's chances. I think this is a fight for him to win or lose. T.O. looked like the one who's trying to get the knockout. Jermaine's talking about a knockout. I don't know if he will get a knockout. It all depends on what he's doing and training and a lot of other things. Because I don't know Jermaine to be no knockout artist. You know what I'm saying? But if he clearly beats Teofimo Lopez, if it's a close fight, I think they're going to give it to T.O. because they want T.O. to face other big names. And if it's close enough, then I guess T.O. might earn it. We'll see. I don't know. You know, say what you want about the Kambosos fight. He did come back in the fight, and he fought his way back into it. You know, Kambosos kind of took the momentum away from him and fought back. Kambosos is a tough mother. I tell you, he's a tough guy. And there ain't no quitting him. You know what I'm saying? And after facing Devin Haney, he been at the mountaintop. I think George versus Loma is going to be a good fight. I think a lot of y'all going to be shocked at what Kambosos will do, because he's he's been to the mountaintop with Devin Haney, so he can only get better. You know, and I think it actually would be a good thing if Kambosos beats Loma. A lot of y'all would be like, nah, man, we want Loma to beat Kambosos. I understand that, but Loma's probably not going to stay in the game much longer. So I know you guys like Loma. So do I. I like Loma too. But I think that Kambosos, I think he gonna take it. He gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? He might take it. If he do, one thing you guaranteed about is Kambosos gonna go for those bigger fights. He will fight Shakur. He will fight Tank. You know what I'm saying? He will fight whoever the other champions out there. He will fight them. That much you know. Win, lose, or draw. He wants a resume. He wants a resume where he said he fought the best. That's Kambosos' MO now. I fought the best. And I think, Maxie Hughes wasn't the best, but he was an IBO champion, you know what I'm saying? So again, you know, and he did beat Maxie Hughes in my opinion. Yeah. Get it? Yeah. Yes, man. Yeah. Lesson. Yeah, so, you know, I want to see him go up against Kambosos. Loma versus Kambosos. I want to see what the outcome will be. People thinking, well, Kambosos will have home court advantage. No, not necessarily. I mean, he gonna have his people, but we saw with Devin Haney how the people were welcoming Devin Haney up in Kambosos territory. And so I thought Kambosos is gonna be much more humble, facing the great Lomachenko. No respect for Lomachenko, but he's gonna be humble. He ain't gonna be saying no emperor and all that bullshit. He probably learned his lesson. So I'd love to see that fight. I mean, if Loma wins, kudos to Loma. Probably like ProBox TV said, he rides off into the sunset, right? But if Kambosos wins, Kambosos is still young. He can face, you know, Shakur, Tank, Deshaun Davis, and all those other guys. And I truly believe Kambosos can win that fight. A lot of y'all don't see it, but I see it. He knows what it takes to beat Lomachenko. He knows. He's seen it. He's seen it several times. And what would be crazy is if Loma underestimates him and he takes the fight to Loma and he beats Loma even more comprehensively than Devin, T.O. have done. That would be very impressive. He and Loma are about the same size. They got about the same kind of reach. Both of them fight at the same range. They're more mid-range fighters. And I would love to see what Kambosos can pull out of his butt to make that fight something that is a fight for the ages. Like, you know, a great fight. And who knows? Who knows? He might take it. I expect Loma to surge. He would expect Loma to surge, collect some data and surge in the later rounds. Or he may try to take him to school, see what he got early. Loma might try to take it to Kambosos. But I truly believe Kambosos is up there. And the only way to show it is to show people by beating Lomachenko. If he beats Lomachenko, y'all can't say shit about Kambosos. Y'all want to make excuses for Loma. Oh, he old. The war, wasn't fighting in a long time. Y'all gonna make excuses for Loma, but at the end of the day, if he beats Lomachenko, y'all gonna have to put some respect on his name. You know? And I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a good fighter. And I think a lot of people are overlooking him and his capabilities. He's always been the underdog. They always underestimate him. And then he comes through and he gets these close decisions. He squeaks it by. He does just enough to win. All right, the only guy he ain't done that to is Devin Haney. It's the only guy. All right. Now, I'm not saying Lomachenko can't do that to him. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future. But there is a blueprint to beat Lomachenko. The blueprint's out there. There's no blueprint to beat Devin Haney. But there's a blueprint to beat Lomachenko. And you best believe Kambosos is studying that blueprint. You best believe. There's a blueprint to beat Teofimo Lopez. Kambosos was the man that wrote the blueprint to beat Teofimo Lopez. Nakatani started it, but Kambosos is the guy that actually carried it all the way through. So, y'all think about what I'm saying. Alright? Y'all think about what I'm saying. Fighters have vulnerabilities. Now, the difference is Kambosos, excuse me. Wow. Kambosos, y'all have to understand, Kambosos, he fights at the same range Lomachenko fights. He gonna have to dart in and out. Lomachenko gonna have to dart in and out. This could be a Timothy Bradley, Manny Pacquiao kind of fight. You know what I mean? Because both guys fight at the same range. What can Kambosos bring to the table defensively? He knows what his offensive tools will be. He knows the right hand will be the kryptonite killer. He knows he has to establish his jab. You know? He knows that. So we'll see. We'll see. You know? We'll see what happens with that fight. Of course, if you ask me, who the more proven fighter, it's Lomachenko, hands down. Hands down, Lomachenko is the more proven fighter. Period. You know, the guy with extensive experience, but that never counted with Kambosos. Teofimo Lopez had way more experience than Kambosos. You know, greater accolades, tougher opposition, and he still pulled it through. So Kambosos is one of those wild cards, man. And we're gonna see. Paulie says, you know, Kambosos, he ain't got. Now another thing, people talk about Teofimo Lopez talk about Kambosos, you know, he mad. Well, Teo, if you had faced Devin Haney, you would have been getting all the big fights right now. All of them. Because guess what? Kambosos faced Devin Haney, and he's been getting all the fights he wanted to get. He get the Lomachenko fight, right? Coming off the Devin Haney fight, because why? He fought Devin Haney. You should have fought Devin Haney. You fought Josh Taylor. Okay. Josh Taylor was a good fighter and everything. But you end up with Jermaine Ortiz. Kambosos end up with Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? You complaining that you ain't getting paid enough. Well, homie, if you had faced Devin Haney, you would have been paid super much. There's another thing I want to talk about with Teofimo Lopez. He said something that I don't agree with. Teofimo Lopez said he messaged Devin Haney directly as one fighter to another, right? Talking about he got a venue arranged and so on. I'm going to say this. Teo, come on, bro. You did the same thing with Kambosos. How'd that turn out? How'd that turn out? You ended up having to go on the zone and have the fight because Top Rank at ESPN, you blanked them. You went over Bob Arum's, over Bob Arum. You can't do that. It's the same problem Ryan Garcia got. He trying to go over Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, they work for you as promoters, but you got to work with them. You can't just blank them and say, I'm going with somebody else. What's that? There's loyalty. You got to finish your contract. So that's what Devin Haney said to Teo. You got a boss. You can't do no direct deals with me and leave your boss out of it. Your promoter's your boss. You work through your promoter. You understand? Devin Haney's his own boss. No, he a free agent. Teofimo Lopez is not a free agent. Okay? That's the difference. And that's what Teo don't have the freedom in his contract to just have fights with different people. He got to fight somebody from Top Rank or whoever, Bob Arum and Top Rank allow him to fight. And Devin Haney knows this. So Teo talking like he's a boss. Oh, I try to make the fight with you. Bro, you now have your own promotional company. And your promotional company linked to Top Rank. Top Rank need to know what's going on. Like Errol Spence. Errol Spence have his own man down promotions, but he still got to talk with Al Heyman and the PBC before he make deals. Even though Terrence talked directly to Errol, there was a lot of ironing out that had to be done between Steven Espinoza, Al Heyman, Terrence Crawford, and Errol Spence. You know, you can't just be talking about this stuff. This is the problem with these guys, man. They make it sound like Devin Haney don't want to do no fight with him. Devin Haney has been calling him out, and his father. They want to fight with Teofimo Lopez. The problem with it is, Teofimo Lopez have to want that fight too. You know, if you really want to have the fight, you've been talking to Bob Arum to make that fight happen for you. But you trying to go around Bob Arum and make fights. Ryan Garcia is the same thing. He trying to go around Oscar De La Hoya and make fights, and it just don't work. You see? You can't do that. You had to work with the promoter you hired and gave the power. Okay, I can't go there. And gave the power to do X, Y, and Z. This is just common sense. You know what I'm saying? Because WattUNeed like to give you all the truth. He don't like the bullshit. He don't like to clown you. He not a clown. And Teal don't like when people call him a clown. I'll be honest with you. The man has the accolades. Don't mean he ain't not behaving like a clown, but he got the accolades. And guess what? And one of the clowns out there is the Joker. Mean mother. A mean mother. So being called a clown is not necessarily a bad thing. If you're the Joker, you know what I'm saying? You're a serious adversary. But I'm just saying, Teal knows. Teal can't even find he couldn't even find on the phone the message he sent Devin, which I believe he did send. I believe him on that one. But, I mean, the dude make it sound like people ducking him. Nobody's ducking you, Teal. You've been ducking Devin Haney since 135. Devin Haney called you out, and you called him an email champion. That's what you did. Devin Haney was looking for the smoke after you beat Loma, and you was calling him an email champion. And then you went and lost. Because the real stand up to the test. The fake, well, the fake end up in a mess. You know what I'm saying? Put the rhymes down. You know what I mean? Devin Haney come knocking at your door again. And you talking about you accomplished, you the trendsetter. Maybe you are. Maybe when you beat Loma, you showed everybody how to beat Loma. But Devin Haney been calling out Loma for God knows how long. All right? Devin Haney been calling out Lomachenko. He wanted that fight with Lomachenko. Lomachenko had the franchise fake-ass belt because he ducked Devin Haney to face you. And he still lost. Because when you duck Devin Haney, you looking to lose and make less money. You could have taken on Devin Haney when Devin Haney was younger. Maybe you'd have beaten him. Who knows? Devin Haney would have taken on the challenge. The point is to take on the very best. I hear Teofimo Lopez talking about Terrence Bud Crawford, and he got unfinished business at 140 because a man named Devin Haney called him out, and he ain't answering the call. How you gonna face Terrence Crawford? How you gonna go to level 10 and you ain't even past level 5? Help me understand this, man. We all know boxing's about levels. I'm all right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, all right.
All right, nice to meet you, man.
All right. And how's things with you?
Good.
All right.
How's the one going?
Oh, good.
Nice.
I love them. Very comfortable.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
All
All right.
right.
Yep. So, yeah, you know, Devin Haney being, you know, he been doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to say to these guys is this: if you say you want to test yourself against the best, then that guy's right in your division. That's the best, right? It would be weird if Floyd Mayweather was instead of facing Manny Pacquiao, jump up 2 weight classes and say he gonna take on, I don't know, morning. Say he gonna take on like he gonna take on like Jamal Charlo. You know, I'm gonna take on Jamal Charlo at 160. You know, you got people right at your own weight class. All right, you got Jerome Ennis, you got Jamel Charlo, you got Tim Zoo. You know what I'm saying? Now, Terrence been at 147 for a minute, so he may want to move up. So nothing wrong with that. But I see people talking about Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168. I'm like, dog. I mean, you trying to be great, but do you understand that's 3 weight classes north of your current division? What you gonna do? Take steroids or something? Cause ain't no way in hell you beating Canelo. You're not beating him. And it's not about skills here. It's about size and being able to use the size and cut off the ring. If Mel was gun shy and had to survive against Canelo so he wouldn't get his ass knocked out, trust me, Terrence, I don't care how skilled you are. You ain't going up to no 168 and doing nothing to Canelo. You ain't doing nothing to him. The man is built like a truck. He gonna connect. And when he do, you gonna be gun shy after that. He gonna be gun shy. Cause he as much as Crawford, I'm telling you, man, it's different. That's a different size, a different weight class, different power. You wouldn't go up there and fight David Benavidez. You gonna go up there and fight Canelo, who's better than David Benavidez? Who would beat David Benavidez? Who's like a snake in a coil? I don't care if he's not a better fighter than you, and he's not. I don't care. Size matters. Size matters. You're going to have a tremendous game plan. Not to get touched at all. You don't want to sniff his power. You don't want to feel him on your shoulders, nothing. That dude can crack hard. And he can box. He can box. So I don't know what people are thinking. Okay? Size matters. And don't tell me about Floyd beat Canelo. Nah, don't tell me about that. Floyd fought at 154. In fact, he fought Canelo at a catchweight. Okay? Floyd fought at 154 twice. He'd been at that weight class twice. That's why he was able to do what he did to Canelo. Okay? Terrence Bud Crawford has never been at 168. He's not even acclimatized to 168. You know? He crazy, man. You lost your damn mind. Now, anybody, Shakur Stevens and all them guys egging him on, Crawford, don't listen to those guys. Them guys, they smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? That's some circus shit. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Canelo face David Benavidez. I want to see that Canelo face guys in his weight class. Right? I don't need to see Canelo. All right, Mike, after him chasing down chickens and all that kind of stuff. I don't see that. I don't see that. I hope Crawford make him look stupid. I hope Crawford, if Canelo take that fight, that's wrong. That's like Khan versus Canelo. Khan jumped up, but that's even worse because Khan came up from 147 to 160. Ninja gonna come up from 147 to 168. You looking to get butchered, bro. That's extremely dangerous. And for people thinking, oh, Canelo can't box, Terrence gonna outbox, bruh, that's a different, look, I don't care if Canelo can't box. It's just a different weight class, y'all. That's 3 weight classes up. And Canelo has four weight classes up from Crawford. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all like suicidal things. Y'all want to see Crawford lose or something. It's just absolutely incontrovertibly stupid. Crawford will be fighting a guy who has fought at legally and legitimately, let me see, it's 47 and 68, 21 pounds heavier than him. Y'all out of your fucking mind, man. Y'all lost your brains. You left your brain somewhere. Because there ain't nobody in their right mind. And we don't know what Canelo hydrates back up to, but his functional weight, who he is for it, I don't give a damn that Crawford could have sparred heavyweights. I couldn't give a damn. I don't care how much he bench presses. You don't bench press in boxing. You punch. And Crawford's out of his goddamn mind. Unless he's using steroids, unless he's using some kind of performance enhancer, there's no way in hell I got him beating Canelo. I'm telling y'all right now. I love Crawford and everything, and I think he's a great fighter, but there's no way in hell he beating Canelo at 168. Fully hydrated? Fuck no. Y'all out of y'all fucking mind. I got Canelo beating Artur Beterbiev. But Crawford can beat Canelo. He can knock out Canelo. But get the fuck out of here. He ain't doing shit to Canelo. Unless he's taking steroids or something. That's the only way. At this present time, Floyd can't do shit to Canelo either. Are you crazy? Canelo's at 168, y'all. 160. Man, y'all be smoking some. I don't know what y'all smoking, but y'all smoking some stuff. Y'all out of y'all goddamn mind. Y'all smoking. That make no sense. Y'all be smoking some stuff. Because there's no way in hell that Floyd or Terrence beats Canelo at this present point in time at 168. Floyd can't do it. Well, he's too old anyway. And Terrence, I love Terrence to death, but it just don't make no sense. You know, Bevo was right. They're weight classes for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That just, no, man, come on now. Afternoon. Blessing.
She's all right. She's better than me.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you know, I mean, if you guys want to smoke on that pipe and smoke some weed, fine. Get you. You just came off the pipe and you're saying that kind of stuff. But to say that Canelo, you know, Crawford beats Canelo at 168, y'all smoking some spliff. Heavy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That don't make no sense. I think Canelo needs to face David Benavidez. He needs to face somebody his size. There ain't nobody was saying Floyd should. I mean, there people were saying Floyd should face Triple G at 160, but 160 was too big for Floyd. Floyd's coming up from super feather. Crawford trying to be a throwback fighter. I get that. Well, unless you're using some sort of performance-enhancing drug, you ain't no Manny Pacquiao. 1. 2, Pacquiao was using something. 3, Crawford need to chill himself. I mean, he's not even trying to pull a Sugar Ray Leonard stuff. Sugar Ray Leonard did something like that. He came up from welterweight, but Crawford's coming up from lightweight. You know what I mean? All right. He coming up from lightweight. You kind of crazy? You lost your brains? You put your brains on the pavement or something? I don't understand it, man. None of this makes no sense. None. It makes 0 sense. 0. You know what I'm saying? That's some circus shit. Some circus stuff. You know what I mean? We don't do things like that. We don't do things like that at all. Anyways, I gotta go. Oh, shit. Okay, people, I'm out of here. What you need, go.